Hello and welcome to the Manifest to Live Life Golden Show. This is season 2, episode 9, an important reminder about who you really are, a short and powerful spiritual discussion. I am here to remind you. I have felt this way for a long time that I have made it my life purpose to remind and awaken the truth that we are all powerful creators. So as you listen to these messages, something happens within you. You start to awaken, you start to expand, and you start to grow and become more. And as you do that, you get more and more sure about life. You get more and more sure about the faith and the trust of living life from a place that's higher, that's in the higher energy fields, that's not in this lower, denser survival mode situation, but you're in it to win it. You're in the power to create. And that makes life so much more exciting, so much more of an adventure, and so much more powerful. You feel so much more here to remind you today. This is going to be a short and powerful discussion, one that you can look back on, that you can re-listen to over and over again when you're feeling in those low vibrational states, when you're feeling depressed, when you are forgetting who you are. That's what your negative emotion is all about. You are forgetting who you are. You are forgetting the amazing ways you've already manifested in your life, and you're giving way to these low vibrational systems, these frequencies, these tendencies that keep you in a place of forgetting. So this show is a great reminder, and I would highly suggest that you listen to it whenever you are feeling down, because there's an energy transference that can get you back up again, to get you back in your power, to get you back in the alignment with the source that you are an expression of. All right, so by knowing this message and focusing on my higher consciousness daily, I have tapped into resources that allow me to be a channel for this infinite intelligence and wisdom. And why am I so sure that I'm channeling? And maybe channeling is uncomfortable to you, like when people say, oh, they're a channel. It's really just a vessel. I'm just opening myself up to information, and words come through me. They definitely come through me. I will say things, and I will listen back to my shows, or I will listen back to sessions I've done with people, and I'm like, wow, that came through me, and I don't even really remember saying it, because it's just, I'm opening up something that's allowing this information to come that can create in your life a new knowing, a knowing that maybe you've never had before. Maybe you have it sometimes and you don't have it other times. Maybe this is a whole new awareness for you that you're just coming to. And wherever you are on this journey of expanding and growing, you are in the perfect place. You are in the perfect place to hear this. You are in the perfect place to receive this. And you are in the perfect place to know this at a deeper, deeper level. So that's the transference of energy that I'm giving to you today, as I'm waking this up in a whole new way. After listening to this, you're going to be at a different level. Now, whether you maintain that level or not, it's up to you. It's up to you to continue to remember, to continue to stay awake to this information. Um, to allow information to come through us, it's really just tapping in. We all have the ability to do this. We all have the ability to allow this expression of information to come through us. What stops it for most people is they don't believe they do. They don't believe they're worthy of it. Like, that's God and this is me, and I don't have the ability to connect to that wisdom and intelligence, which separates you from God. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but when we are in a state of separation, we are in a state of separating ourselves from the true love that we are, from the true power that we are, and the true wisdom that we have the potential to access when we let go of our anxieties, we let go of our fears, and we let go of that low level, low self-confidence, not believing in ourselves. When we let all that stuff go, we open ourselves up to receive, when we know our true worthiness at the core. So, first of all, if you're listening to this, you're way ahead of the collective. And that's not to say, not to brag or say that we are all enlightened and we're way ahead of other people. But once you get out of survival mode and you start tapping into the energy fields of information on creating, you are light years ahead of most, because most of the collective, which is our society as whole, everyone that's taking place on this earth right now, That energy, much of it is dense and in survival mode, and not everyone has awakened to this information. So if you're here, you're in a really great place to grow and expand and become more. And that to me is super exciting. It's like being let into a club, honestly, and to start to recognize that you have the power to create your reality takes you out of the world story. It takes you out of the world programming, and it allows you to be out of that illusion, the illusion that that we need to be fearful, that there's not enough resources, that we're not enough, that we're not successful if we're not making money and famous and all of that. So getting out of that illusion allows us to receive more, because we're not in that density of energy and belief systems that don't serve our greater purposes. So, by taking the time to learn information that grows you and deepens your connection to your spirit, you are saying yes to a life that is of a much higher vibration than one that is subject to the lower vibrations of powerlessness and unworthiness, which is a lot of the programmings that our world teaches, a lot of the programmings that we have been encapsulated in our whole lives is about that powerlessness. A lot of the religions, our governments, just a lot of the story. Even if you look at movies, the underlying, stories within movies gives us a view of the world that shapes what we do and what we create. So we have to be super hyper aware of that and what the messages are that are coming across, and if they're messages that we want to buy into, because what we buy into is what we create, right? All right. So this is what I'm here to remind you of today and moving forward if you need to come back to this show and listen again. You are powerful because you have the power to choose your thoughts, your feelings, and what you focus upon. This is an exercise that allows you to conduct energy. When you take that power into your hands, when you decide every day, I'm going to sit down and meditate, I'm going to gain control over this monkey mind, I'm going to be present, I'm going to be mindful, I'm going to focus on my breath. That is the power that you have. When you decide, I have the power to respond to this in a way that allows me to be in solution mode or puts me in a state of fear and powerlessness. When you realize that you have that choice and you start choosing those higher energy fields of solution, of faith and trust in that spiritual connection and your ability to connect to the non-physical world so that you're co-creating together, you become extremely powerful. So exercise this power as determinedly, I'm like, is determinedly a word? It is today, as you can. Be super hyper focused on your ability to choose and to start noticing what you have going on up here and start having a say in it, what you're focused upon. You are an expression of infinite wisdom, infinite intelligence, and the energy stream that you may call God, source, universe, whatever you call it. You are a stream of that consciousness, which means there is no separation. And there is no us and then God. We are all one. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing this, and this is not something you've ever believed before, I always say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just start to contemplate it. Start contemplating. There's no heresy in this truth. That is a programming that has been given to us to keep us powerless. Okay. This has been revealed to me after hundreds, maybe thousands of hours of meditation and contemplation and putting myself in this connection. So when you start moving from the energy of this connection, it will also be revealed to you. So you don't have to take my word for it. Place yourself there, open yourself up to receive, and you will get the inspirations and the information that I am sharing with you today. You are not just here to struggle and survive. You are here for the great purpose of life. What is the great purpose of life? It's to live, it's to expand, it's to grow, it's to have adventures, it's to be creative, it's to allow the energy of that expression, that non-physical energy that we call God, that we call universe, that we call source. We are its physical component. We are the physical expression of it. So it wants to experience life through us. God, universe, source wants to be expressed through us. So as we create, as we adventure, as we get out of our comfort zone, all of that is being experienced together. And that's the co-creative partnership. Every situation you've ever been in, financial struggle, divorce, broken hearts, lost jobs, estrangements, abandonments, ended friendships, physical loss of loved ones, all of it was so that you could realize your power and heal so that you could become more. All of it. Once you know that truth, honestly, nothing really bad happens in life anymore because you start to see the expansion in every contrast and every challenge that comes to you. And you go, oh, great. Now it's time to focus. Now it's time to show myself. Now it's time to wake this power up even more. It's all happening for you. Now is your chance to live in your most powerful energy fields. There has never been a better time to live in these energy fields. There is a massive awakening going on that comes on the heels of massive contrast in our world, on feeling super powerless and feeling super fearful. All of that has initiated our activity of our power, initiated knowing who we truly are, allowed us to dive deep, allowed us to stop doing so much, and forced us to be. If we weren't going to do it on our own, it's going to be forced on us. And that's the thing about creation. You suffer and you suffer and you suffer. And finally, the universe says, enough. If you're not going to do something about it, I am. And that's when, you lose your job, or a breakup happens that you should have done probably a year ago, or, a financial struggle that awakens you to a new way of creating finances. So keep in mind, if you're not going to be that powerful creator and stand in your power to create, and you're going to suffer and struggle and deal with that, eventually you're going to be brought to a new energy field, whether it's through your own accord or through something that happens. But if you can know deeply and completely that it's all happening for you, you have a chance to really take a powerful stance in this. You are here to express, to create, to unleash, and to exercise the freedom of expression that you are a very integral part of. You are a very important part of expression of creativity, because it's coming through you. To get really deep, okay, really deep. I think I can take you guys here because we're I don't know, 100 and something episodes in, and I feel you are my I don't know. I feel very deep. I feel a very deep foundation in this podcast, and it's why I've kept it going. To get really deep, this is all just very much an illusion, and the more lighthearted, the more spiritual, the more excited you can be to play the game, and the less susceptible you are to the fears and the lower energies that keep you in survival mode, the better you're going to get at this. The better you're going to get expanding and growing, the faster the energy field is going to move in your favor, because you're not slowing it down with the denseness of this illusion. It's just an illusion. It's just a game. We got to get good at playing the game. We got to get our fingers in the clay. You are here for the beauty. Are you noticing the beauty all around you? It's here for you. You are part of the creation of that. All the beautiful things that you see around you, the flowers, the face of a loved one, the sparkle in someone's smile, all of that, you are here for that beauty, the ocean, the sunsets, the sunrise. I mean, it's not an accident that the beginning of our day and the end of our day is constructed with beauty. There's not an accident in that. That is here as a reminder, right? That's my show. My TV show is The Golden Hour. If you haven't caught it yet, I highly recommend it. I've had some incredible guests on. You can catch it on E360 TV. Just look for Achieve TV, The Golden Hour. And you can get that on your television, which is super cool. E360 TV is an app that you can search on your television if you have a smart TV, and you can grab it on there. It's also streams across Amazon Fire, Roku. It streams all over the place. Look on my Facebook page if you want to see exactly where it streams, but it's kind of cool to watch it on TV. I've been excited about the forum of that. and the incredible guests and information that's coming through. It's very different than this show, but there's a lot. Actually, tomorrow's show is going to be all about the cost of annoyance in your life and how giving your power away to annoyance and what it's creating for you and how to change it. So tune in tomorrow at noon. I'm live. They're also archived and they're also on my YouTube channel on the live section if you can't find it anywhere else. All right. So you are here you are here for the creation. So you are here to create. You are here to express and create. And that's why sometimes you suffer because you don't create. And every day you wake up and your heart is like that. This podcast is an example of that because every day I would wake up and be like, I've got to do something with this information and I got to do something big. I got to do something that feels like it reaches more people. And that's why this podcast was born and continues to do so. And same with the Golden Hour and all of the coaching programs I've done, all of the content I've created, getting ready to do some speaking on stage. All of that is about my expression, my books. If you haven't read, actually, I can throw up some things here. I hate when I say throw up, but throw up. Okay. Mindful Manifestation Secrets is my first book that's all about our trip from Connecticut to California and how we sold everything we owned. And it's the exact way to manifest. It's the process of manifestation. That is an expression for me. That was my first expression of really putting myself out there, being vulnerable, not being afraid of being seen. That book came through me like hot, like it just ran through me within a week of sitting down and focusing. That book was created. Mindful Manifestation Secrets Daily Guide and Journal is amazing. It's got writing prompts. It's got 100 pages of content about the things that you need to do on a daily basis to be in your manifestational powers. That book is the expression of me sitting down every single day for 1 month, 2 months. I mean, I had to do the editing as well, but for the writing piece of that, every day I sat down and wrote 3 pages. 4:00 in the morning, I got up, I did 20 minutes of writing, and that book is that expression coming through me at that time. And any of you can do it. And I also have Quantum Speak for Parents, which these are all available on Amazon. And that has been my energetic parenting experience with my 4 daughters and how I was able to do that. All right. So that's expressing, that's creation. That's how you allow this information to come through and stop being this level of annoyance within you that isn't allowing you to create. You are here to be a physical being that gets to have access to the spiritual world. And to me, that is super exciting. I love witnessing miracles. I love being part of the creation process. And I love knowing that there is way more here than just what I can see, that there is this whole energetic world around me and these non-physical counterparts, this non-physical team that I can invite in and call upon for things like parking spaces and manifesting money and manifesting really cool opportunities. It's so good to know that I'm in a co-creative experience and that I have assistance, but you have to invite it in and you have to call on it. For things that I lose, I always call on my angels and I always say to my kids too, I'm like, did you ask your angels? You have to ask and then you got to kind of let it go and then it shows up. And that's how it works because then they can give you the information of where it is. But if you're like, it's lost, it's lost, it's lost forever, that's the vibration. You're not inviting in anything non-physical. And so it may stay lost forever. I used this once. I lost, the diamond dropped out of my engagement ring and I was all over the place that day. I was in my car, I was cleaning my car, I was inside the house, and I knew I was going to find it. I knew it. So I just asked my angels and I found it under a piece of furniture and got it put back in my ring and all was good. And this has happened to me so many times. Can't even count. All right. So you have a say in every single thing that is happening because you are the control. Okay. All right. You are the controller of your responses. So you control how you respond, which means when you are mindful about how you are responding and you conduct your response in the way towards what you want to happen, then you are part of that creation process of actually moving energy quite fast in the direction of things working out for you. So let this be your news story. I am here as a powerful creator. All contrast and challenges are unleashing the power I have to exercise the creator in me. I am deeply and powerfully connected to everything. I have access to infinite intelligence, infinite wisdom, and the field of all creation. I am here to know this truth and to stay open and awake to it, so I may receive all of the blessings from knowing who I am and for loving from the wholeness of who I am. You are love, the purest, unconditional, most brilliant, and highest energy there is. When you start living from these truths, valuing your own worthiness, and fostering your connection to the higher energy fields, you become quite unstoppable. The world is your clay, and you are the sculptor, which means you want this. You want to be able to show yourself. This is what you came here for, to sort and to sift through life, to allow things to show you in the clarity of knowing what you don't want, to help you to uncover what you really do want. When you live from this truth, you will see evidence that there is always enough, that you are enough, and that everything you desire is not only possible, but it's already in the making. I have access to infinite intelligence, infinite wisdom, and the field of all creation. I am here to know this truth and to stay open and awake to it, so I may receive all that I came here to receive. So knowing these things it's enough. Remembering them and staying awake to them is of the most importance. Because when we forget, that's when we dip. That's when we lower our vibrations. That's when we get into depression. That's when we get in doubts. That's when we get in fear. When we're in all of those energy fields, we are not in the energy field of knowing the truth. We are not, this is, the thing about beliefs, the things about faith, the things about trust. The thing about that is whatever we believe and whatever we surround ourselves with is what we will get evidence of. As we dip our vibration into fear and survival mode, then we get evidence of that. And that's why this conversation is so important. And that's why you need to listen to it more than once, because you need to continually remind yourself. Even I forget sometimes. It only lasts for a pretty short time, but even I forget. And then I go, okay, I need a reset. I need a reboot. I need a reprogram where I'm going here. And I sit down and I journal and I meditate and I go into higher states of consciousness. That's how you take your power back. That's how you begin to awaken this within you and find out that the messages that I'm sending to you today, they're your messages. These are your messages. They're not my messages. These are for you. They are tailored for you. So as you're hearing this today, just know that this message is brought for you. All right, that's my show for today. It's super short, but I want to make it short so that you can listen to it over and over again. You can listen to it when you just need a quick pick me up, when you're forgetting who you are, when you're in some doubts and fears, and you can remember that you are in this to win this. You are here to manifest. And the fact that you have the dream, and the fact that you have the imagery, the fact that you can visualize and see where you want your life to go, and you can feel it and you can focus on it, means that in the energetic world, it's already begun creating. And now it's just sticking with it and focusing on it and calling in infinite intelligence and your non-physical team to assist. And then it's having the faith and trust to allow it to happen, to let yourself be open to the receiving of all the goodness, of all the beauty, of all the creating that you ever could have imagined. You can't even imagine what's here for you. You can't even imagine what's in store because it's greater than your greatest imagination. It is more powerful, it is more expansive, it is more expressive. And all the dreams that you have, they absolutely are coming true. We just need the conduction of the belief and the faith and the trust to see evidence of it. So look for the signs, live in the wonder, and believe in miracles because you are one. All right, everybody, I love you all. Peace.